Well, welcome everybody. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Danny Whittles, and I am a member of the Client Services team here at Academic Analytics. We're happy to have you all join us for today's webinar, which is part of our coffee break series. During the webinar, if you run into any technical issues, please reach out to Stephanie Dunn, who's our events manager, or Brenda Cooper, who is on as well. And you can just message Brenda through the chat function at the bottom of the screen. Just a couple housekeeping notes before we get started. All attendees are on mute, but we absolutely want to hear from you. So please use the chat feature to post any questions or feedback. Just of note, we will get to those questions at the end of today's recording, or of today's webinar rather. So please be patient, and I promise we will get to as many questions as we can. If we're not able to address any questions during the webinar, one of our team will follow up with you to answer whatever question you may have left. So with that out of the way, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Jenny Holson, who will be discussing our faculty activity reporting product. So Jenny, I turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. Thank you for the introduction. So like Danny mentioned, we're going to be talking about faculty activity reporting today. It's also known as FAR. So let's first talk about some of the benefits of FAR. FAR can aid in meeting accreditation requirements, providing evidence of faculty engagement in teaching, research, and service activities. FAR also offers transparency and accountability for faculty members to showcase their work and contributions, really ensuring that their efforts are recognized and fairly evaluated. So FAR can help institutions make strategic decisions related to faculty recruitment, as well as promotion, tenure, and resource allocation. So by centralizing all of your activity information, we can streamline those administrative processes, reducing duplication of efforts, and also encouraging collaboration across departments. FAR helps institutions showcase their contributions to the community, which generally will help enhance the reputation of the institution, and also can aid in attracting potential students, faculty, as well as collaborators. Finally, information put into the system can flow into promotion and tenure evaluations, as well as annual reviews, again, helping with that duplication of efforts. So it's truly a tool meant to empower both faculty members as well as the academic institution. So let's talk about how these products are related to one another. Faculty Insight is really the starting point for this suite of products. Faculty Insight offers pre-populated profiles, so faculty members are not starting from scratch. Also offers the ability to view funding opportunities, honorific awards that are suggested for the faculty member based off of their profile. Also offers the ability to determine which works appear within an external discovery site, if that's part of the license. Faculty activity reporting sits on top of Faculty Insight and allows faculty members to log additional work types through an expanded activity manager. It also offers a CV generator and standard and accreditation reporting. Also offers the ability to create and customize activity input forms, as well as activity classifications. Lastly, here we have reviews and workflows, which is our newest offering, which sits on top of faculty activity reporting. This offers customizable workflow that can be used for reviews or any other workflow that you may have on campus. You can determine, how many steps are within that workflow, which faculty members or administrative members are part of that workflow process, and then also what occurs within each step of that workflow. It also offers the ability to automatically attach a faculty member's CV and or the annual report. We'll have more on that during next month's coffee break, which focuses on reviews and workflows. In essence, these products are really building upon one another so that we can help customize a solution that will fit your guys' current needs. Okay, so I spoke about having a pre-populated faculty profile, which is available in FI as well as FAR. This data is coming from a variety of sources. Our conference proceedings, journal articles, and citations are all coming from Crossref. Our books and book chapters are coming from Crossref as well as Baker and Taylor. Federal grant information is coming from the US government. Our clinical trial information is coming from clinicaltrials.gov. Honorific awards is coming from our own curated data. And then our patent data is coming from the US Patent and Trademark Office. So what we're able to integrate your institutional data with our data sets and provide kind of that pre-populated faculty profile, but also offering the ability for faculty members to update and curate their own profile. If there is a need to get this data out of the system, we have multiple options available. So we can make this data available through an API, through reporting, as well as a bulk delivery option that's available through Snowflake. All right, let's go ahead and get into the product itself. So if you're familiar with Faculty Insight, this is going to look very familiar since faculty activity reporting is really an extension of FI. I'm going to try my best and focus this demo on the features that are really only available inside of FAR. So on the homepage here, this should look pretty familiar. However, we do have the addition of the CV and getting access to the CV straight from the homepage. So this is pulling up here on my other screen. This CV is just an example of what one could look like. We will tailor this CV to your university's desires and needs. So please know this is just an example of what one would look like. The search and my profile tabs are pretty much the same between FI and FAR. However, we do see some differences inside of the activities tab. So the activity manager is where your faculty members can come and input any information about the activities that they've been involved in. Typically, our Faculty Insight clients will have access to awards and honors, as well as creative works and scholarship. So our FAR clients have access to career, which includes things from consulting all the way down to professional membership. They also have access to service, which includes professional, public, and university service. And then we also have teaching and mentoring, which includes courses taught, non-student mentoring, student mentoring, and other pedagogical activities. We're going to go back up to career and take a look at consulting activities. So each of these activity sections is going to have kind of a default form that's available within the product. So in this example, we're gathering some basic information about the consulting activity. Faculty members can come in here, enter information, and then create a new record for the activity. Down below is where they can manage their records. So you can see past records that have been added, and then they can view and or edit any changes and make any changes to their records inside of here. So one of the great things about FAR is that it offers the ability to customize all of these forms. So our standard form has a lot of these fields at the top. In this instance, I wanted to create a specific field to state whether or not this consulting activity is pro bono or compensated. So the university can create these activity classifications and attach them to any of our standard forms that are available, basically just tailoring, right, the activity information to gather whatever is important to the institution. FAR also has the ability to create custom activity input forms. So if there's activities that the university is interested in collecting that are not included in our standard forms, you can create your own form. The institution can determine what fields are included on this form, the layout of this form, and also which grouping of faculty members have access to the form. So for instance, if you have a specific form or information that you want to collect from your College of Engineering, you can make sure that form is only available to the members of that college. Again, the exact same functionality is available for these custom forms, where you can come in and view previously created records and view or edit any of that information inside of there. So all of this information is going to show up underneath of the faculty member's profile. And again, just like FI, you have the ability to determine whether or not that's available for public consumption inside of our external discovery site, if it's private only, or internal only as well. So this is just going to kind of expand the capabilities of this work section and also expand the capabilities of our external discovery site. So these badges that are available inside of the EDS or external discovery site can be modified now that you have these additional works that you're gathering. And then it can also affect the actual profile page of your faculty members. Again, you have the ability to determine which kind of work types appear on this page. So you can add additional work types here as well, now that we're gathering additional information from your faculty member. All right, let me pop over to reporting. So as a faculty member, I'm only going to have access to this VITAs section. So if I click in here, I'm going to have access to my annual report as well as the CV. Again, the annual report and CV are customized to your institution's needs. The CV, you can select your date range that you want it to be looking at, as well as the citation format that you'd like displayed, and then you can download it just like we did before. Now, as an administrative user, I'm going to have access to a bit more reporting than a typical faculty member. So here we have activity reports. So this activity reports is going to display all of the different activity types that we have available inside of your activity manager. And then for this example, we're going to take a look at awards and honors. So all of our reports are kind of set up in a similar fashion, where we have some filters and settings options available. For this example, we have some date settings. You also have the option of slimming down which faculty members you're looking at. So being able to filter based off of tenure status, employment status, rank, faculty, non-faculty, or academic units, and then being able to kind of slim down your report. You can also slim your report down by specific activity classifications. So if I only wanted to look at a specific category of recognition, this is a way that I can filter this report down. Also, our standard reports have column settings of dates. You can also change those column settings to a specific activity classification as well. So for this example, we're just going to look at our standard report to look at all of the awards and honors that have been received by faculty members over the individual years. So for this instance, I'm going to drill into the biomedical engineering and chemical engineering department. And then I can see all of my faculty members on this left-hand side. And then you also have the ability to drill into a specific faculty member. For this one, I'm going to drill into 2020 for this faculty member. And then this will give you a nice list of all of the awards that have been awarded to this particular faculty member in 2020. All right, if we go back to reporting, we also have one last section here, and this is accreditation reports. So this comes standard with our FAR product. So we have accreditation reports for AACSB, ABET, CAPE, and also SAC-SOC. So for demo purposes, I did run a SAC-SOC report on a demo faculty member. And this is what that kind of final template looks like for the SAC-SOC report, including their name, courses taught, degrees in coursework, as well as any other qualifications and comments for that faculty member. All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint. So the goal here of FI and FAR is really to provide a one-stop shop for faculty members. You know, starting in FI by offering the ability to search for honorific awards, funding opportunities, and collaborators, and then offering customizable activity reporting, which then can be showcased through the external discovery site, as well as used for institutional reporting, as well as reviews and workflows. Lastly, I want to talk about our roadmap for faculty activity reporting. Currently, we're working on the ability for a faculty member to create their own custom CV within the application. So being able to pick and choose which activity types appear in that CV, as well as the order in which they appear. That CV is then going to be pulling all of the activities and works that have been entered into the FAR system. We also have plans on working on the ability for faculty members to create their own NIH biosketch. Again, pulling from the activities that are inside of the FAR system, and we will place them neatly and nicely inside of that biosketch for you. We also have plans for role-based access control, which is really the ability to control system access by defining roles and permissions associated with those roles within the user interface. We also have plans to redesign the homepage for faculty members. This new faculty dashboard will affect our FI clients as well as our FAR clients. This new dashboard will highlight tasks that faculty members need to complete and kind of draw attention to those suggested awards and funding opportunities. Lastly, we would like to integrate with ORCID. This will just really help ensure that we have all works attributed to those faculty members, so that when they are looking at that pre-populated profile, we have a solid base of all of the activities and works that they have already completed. All right. See if we have any questions that we need to be answered here.
Yes, we do have a couple, Jenny. So first of all, is there any reporting on the custom activity forms that you mentioned?
Yeah, there is actually. So anytime a custom activity input form is created, we will automatically create a report for you inside of the reporting tab, and it will show up underneath of those activity reports. So that's actually a huge benefit to be able to not only collect the information from your faculty members, but also have immediate reporting available for you inside of those activity reports.
Great. And then we got another question from an attendee about, how does this approach differ from other common faculty reporting platforms?
So our approach is pretty different. We start with that pre-populated faculty profile, which really gives us a leg up. So your faculty members are not starting with that blank slate. So we're bringing data to the table here. And then also we're able to integrate from your data that you may have. If you have a report repository, we can bring in that data so that those faculty members are not starting from scratch. We're also different in that we're able to lay on top the reviews and workflows components, again, alleviating any of that double work that those faculty members might have with creating their CV and also pulling works in for their annual reviews or promotion and tenure.
A couple other questions coming in now. So first of all, is access to reports open to all, or is it permission based?
It is permission based. So you guys, the institution can determine who has access to those reporting components.
Right. And then the only other question in here so far, and for those of you watching, please feel free to continue asking questions if they arise. But one of our users asked about whether or not this webinar might be available for others. Just letting you know that we will get in touch with you if you are interested in sharing with some of your colleagues. But hopefully we are looking for ways to make sure that this webinar is available for additional users who weren't able to attend today. But please connect with your account manager or contact at Academic Analytics for more information about that. And at the moment, those are all of the questions that we have. So unless there's a late breaking question, Jenny, I really appreciate your time today. And I also really appreciate all of our attendees who joined us. Here now we have several more webinars coming up that we hopefully look forward to having you join us at as well. So some webinars on the left here and some in-person events on the right. Maybe we will see some of you at APLU or CGS coming up in the coming weeks. But thank you all so much for joining us this morning. And we look forward to chatting with you all soon. Thanks, everyone.